Morning, guys. All right, so this is the live today is about fighting the fear of showing up on social media. And I'm going to fight the fear of you guys being able to hear me or not with a stuffed up nose. Okay, so 10:15 today, it's actually 10:17 now. We're going to do this in probably less than 10 minutes. So if you miss it and you don't have all the time in the world, if you don't have 10 minutes, you can come back to this after. But we're going to talk about, hey Shannon, we're going to talk about fighting the fear of showing up on social, how to combat that. So first I want to talk about why people have the fear to show up on social. Judgment, right? Judgment's the biggest one. I'm afraid that people are going to look at me funny or judge me for being here and promoting my business when, you know, I'm on my personal page, and I don't want business and personal to mix, and I don't want them knowing about my business if they're friends or family. Those two shouldn't get along. But the thing is, if your family and friends already know you, they know what you do for a living. And if you love and care about what you do for a living, and if you're good at it and you have a passion for it, you shouldn't feel any shame around that. You should feel ownership and pride around that. And the focus should be on how you can serve people better, like how you can show up for people. So if you are afraid of family and friend network looking at what you're doing online, maybe you should consider whether or not you're actually proud of what you're doing online and the product or services that you serve. And I'm sure that you are proud of that. But if maybe you're not, maybe you're not, and maybe that's not really what you wanted to be doing, or maybe it's not what you thought you'd be doing at this point in your life, and that's okay. But the amazing thing about showing up online anyway is the vulnerability factor makes you look so powerful. Because in reality, when you're showing up online and you're being yourself and you are promoting, you know, your life's work, people aren't sitting there on the other end of the screen going, what an idiot. I can't believe she's promoting her work. This is ridiculous. They're going, wow, that takes courage. I wish I knew how to show up online. Oh my gosh, she's doing, oh, so that's what she's doing. Oh, and they're taking an interest. So not only are they impressed with you and your character, but they're taking an interest in what you do. And maybe they don't need your services or your products right now, but they're going to know what you do now. And the second they have somebody that they could refer you to, if they do like you and like what you do, why wouldn't they refer you, right? Especially when you keep bringing the content that helps people. So another thing that you can do, if you're not even there yet, you're not there with the transparency factor or showing up for your friends and family online, you can actually, when you're going live, if you choose to go live, or if you just choose to post, you can select the privacy factor that's comfortable to you. So you don't have to show your live posts or your static posts to everybody. You can select which people you want to remove from your friends list that aren't going to see those posts. So say you've got a sister who's really judgmental about what you do, and she's on your friends list, and it would be super weird and cause a problem if you took her off your friends list, and that would be like a passive-aggressive move that would be talked about every holiday. So don't take her off your friends list. Just go into the privacy settings and select the one that says Friends Accept. Friends Accept, you click on that, and then you search her name, and you hit the minus sign, and it'll show up in a little red circle, and now that person is no longer able to view your lives or your posts. So if that makes you feel better about protecting your space until you get comfortable, until you get confident over your topic, that is a really tangible, successful, helpful move. So another thing is that some people say, well, if I'm showing up online and promoting my stuff, promoting my services or my business, doesn't that kind of cheapen what I do? So, okay, I could see this if you are, I can see this if you're like an ultra professional and you haven't gotten there yet. If you're a professional in the traditional sense of like being a lawyer or being an accountant or being a fiduciary, somebody who typically hangs out behind the scenes, I could see you being a little bit reluctant because it's not, in the traditional sense, it's not kind of how those industries have done business. But that's how we do business now. That's how we do business now. People get on here and they talk about what they do, and they're on here anyway. They're here. People are on Facebook. People are on LinkedIn. People are on Twitter, Instagram. They're on there for business and pleasure. They're on there to relax and hang out and scroll, but they're also on there looking for stuff, looking for business opportunities, looking for connections that are referral based, where you know somebody who knows somebody else, and if you're looking for a service or a product, you'd rather get it from somebody that you trust, or somebody that you trust who knows somebody else that they trust, right? That's the whole referral network biz. And so when you have your business and personal blending on Facebook, it's only to benefit, and you shouldn't feel bad about posting on your personal page personal things if you choose to, along with business things, because that only deepens the respect and trust factor. When people can see that you are a human being and that you do human things and you're not just some static robot on Facebook that's pitching all the time. If you have your family or your leisure activities posted, or going out with friends and having a good time, people are like, oh, that person's really cool, I like her, I would totally hang out with her, she's totally my energy, then it's a good thing. So even if you are a fiduciary, an accountant, a lawyer, a doctor, showing up on Facebook to serve people only allows you to serve people better and serve people at a broader scale. So I don't want you thinking that your professionalism or your industry should keep you from showing up on social, because it's simply not true. People love the fact that they can access these professionals on a social platform where they're already hanging out. The other thing that I hear a lot is anybody going to listen to what I have to say? Does anybody even care? So, of course they do. Of course they care. If you care about your product and service and you know it's good for people, of course they're going to care. Not everybody needs what you have right now, and not everybody may ever need what you have. Maybe it's a select niche and maybe it's a select type of people, but you are still going to be reaching the audience that does need to hear it. So does anybody really care? Absolutely. If you know your audience and you know their pain points and you know where their struggles are, of course they need to hear your message. And so you can go through a list of things that you know your audience struggles with or your clientele struggles with, and you can just go ahead and do some Q&A on that. You can, whether it's in video form or post form, you can help them by letting them know, like, hey, I see you, I hear you, I know where you're struggling, and here's how I can help you. And go ahead and just help them. Answer those questions that they might have. And then when you get some response in your comments, respond back to those. Create that interaction. That's the trust factor that people are going to start loving. And I want you to remember that they really, really, really don't sit on the other side of that screen and look for the next person to judge. They really don't. Like, do you do that? Do you sit there and troll and wait for somebody to say something stupid or make a grammatical error just so you can hop on that and correct them? You don't. So, and if you do, get out of here. This is not the group for you. And so, of course they're not doing that. Yes. Facebook has trolls. All social media platforms have trolls. But you get to decide who's in your network and not, right? You don't have to be completely public with every post that you do. You can protect your space until you feel confident and sure of yourself and know that this interaction is being helpful. So I would suggest absolutely do not hide on social media. Definitely put your voice out there. But if you're afraid or you feel like you need baby steps, then protect your audience and make sure that you are only giving it to the people that you know, love, and trust, and the people that would respect your message and not bite back and not give negative comments, people that would support you. And then if you need to hide your privacy settings from the rest of them, go ahead and do that. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we just need a space where we can talk about what we do, talk about the help that we can give, and sometimes we need somewhere to practice. And if you eliminate the unsure people, the gray area people in your audience, and only select a certain few, then you know you'll be okay. You'll know you'll be safe. And then if you make any mistakes, nobody's going to judge you. It's going to be fine. And you will get better at doing Facebook Lives, and you will get more confident in doing your posts with your graphics or your messages. And really, people need to hear it. People need to hear what you have. And you're solving a problem for a living, right? You've got something, no matter what you do, you're solving a problem for people. So let them know what you can help them with, and when they're ready, if they'd like to come to you and they would jive with your personality, that's exactly who you want, right? You want the person that's been looking at your stuff, finding it helpful, and ready to pull the trigger with you. But they're not going to do that if you're not showing up online. They're not going to do that. They're not just going to magically know who you are if you're not letting them know who you are, because nobody's going to do that for you if you're an entrepreneur, right? So I invite you to try that this week. I invite you to try that. Comment below if you're in for trying that. If you are not one of the people that are actively moving around on Facebook for your brand and for your business, I invite you to try that this week and let me know if that's you, because I would be happy to go over and comment on your stuff and support you and give a really, really good feedback, heart, like, all that stuff. So if you need somebody, if you're afraid of doing that, and you need somebody to support you, let me know, tag me below, and let me know when you're gonna post something or go live. I will head over there to your page, I will support it, I will comment on it, I will like it, and I will prove to you that it's a safe thing to do. And so if you have any questions or comments below, hit me up, I'd love to help you out. I do this all the time, so it's, so I've probably been wherever you're at, mentally or emotionally with all of this stuff. Happy to comment back to whatever you have, any pain points, any struggles that you have. Hit them up below and I will do my best to answer them. All right, talk to you guys soon.